Easy. Easy, easy. Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. You're gonna be
last
such an
time you
annoying
got-
mom, like the mom that like slathers the sunscreen all over the kid's face. Let me fix
Well,
your
last
hair.
time you were upset how your hair looked.
Because there was a big like piece in the back.
Are we starting? This is good.
You're an annoying mom.
Welcome back to our channel. We're Jasma and Jessica looks like an Easter bunny today.
It's not. We're not Jasma. Do you want to tell them the
Jimsa.
Jasma
Well,
story?
yes. Our dad can't ever remember what we're really called, so instead
But
of
like, Dad can't remember. Period. Like just. A lot of things like when we're like we did this for work for years, like worked in the media industry and that type of thing, and then we'd tell him what do you do for work again?
he still doesn't know what we do.
He still has no idea.
Obviously we're JM Strength Academy, so it's JMSA, so people just call us like Jimsa, and our dad every single time calls us Jasma, so we like it, and so we say we're Jasma. So welcome to our Jasma channel. I think you're supposed to please like and subscribe or hit the bell. I don't know what you do on YouTube, but
Is there a bell?
there's something should be popping up.
If anyone knows what to do on YouTube, just do the things
do
that make you subscribe to us and you get our notifications and you want to just watch more of us. So
Yeah.
do the things.
Do all the things. So today we're going to talk about, I'm really stuffy, I just want to put it out there.
Very sick.
I'm sick. If I talk like Rudolph, that's why. But anyways, today we're going to talk about how to lose fat for summer. I really hate to break it to you, but right now in June or even May or April is not the time to be trying to lose weight for summer. But before we get into that, there's actually a free summer survival guide that is the first link in the description, so make sure you go download that, and now we can just kind of dive into why this is the worst time to try to lose weight for summer.
If your goal was to lose weight for summer, like Melissa said, now is the absolute worst time to try to be in a calorie deficit or try to be doing any type of diet in order to like lean out for summer. If that was your goal, like honestly, you should have started that months ago. The way that we kind of work with our clients on these types of goals is we periodize their nutrition. So what we mean by that is we kind of take them through different periods or cycles throughout the year where we actually do keep them in a diet or a deficit, right, to help them lose weight. And then we bring them back up to maintenance level calories. That way their body can kind of readjust. We move back to homeostasis. And then from there, we almost like reverse diet, right? So we slowly and strategically start increasing calories. That way it kind of helps to increase your metabolic rate. Your body is learning to support and like more efficiently utilize higher levels of calories. That way, when it is time to diet again, we're able to pull back and lose weight on higher calories.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like you jumped the gun and you put your science hat on like
got
really
really
quickly.
excited.
But I think just backing up for a second, most dieters are in the mindset of like there's like seasons to them like white knuckling their way through an incredibly like restrictive diet, right? And so usually we see towards the end of the winter, especially like January, February, people are like, I'm trying to like, it's like the New Year's resolution or it's like you're trying to be good. You eventually fall off of that because of other reasons we'll get into later. So you fall off of that, and then it's kind of like you're living like February, March, and like you're kind of fluffy and you're really pale. All of a sudden, like the hot weather is here and you're like, like I'm not ready to put shorts on and tank top on and bathing suit on. And so that's when you start to panic, and that's when you start to revert to that crash diet that you did last year. The problem with that is you end up going into summer, and there's so much going on in summer that like you can't maintain that restrictive diet, so you end up gaining weight. You go into the fall heavier, you're trying to diet through the holidays. It's just this horrible cycle that you can never seem to get out of.
Yeah.
And so that's why Jess was saying like what we do with our clients is we make sure that their diet is structured in a way that you're not actually dieting all year long, especially for summer. Like summer and the holidays are two of like the biggest times of year where you're faced with so much like food and drink, right? And so those are actually the worst times to diet. The whole point of what you were saying, like about giving our clients more calories in the summer, is because there's so much going on in the summer, and if you're trying to do another restrictive diet, like a crash diet, you're essentially setting yourself up for failure from the start. So what we like to do is give you more calories for the summer. That way you have more flexibility. You're able to go to all these social events, not feel like you're missing out on things, not feel miserable. And we're kind of just eliminating that restricted binge cycle.
You know, I think that's not to say though that like you can't lose fat or you can't like maintain a certain level of leanness during the summer. It's not to say, okay, you know, summertime we have to like dramatically increase calories and you're going to be eating a shit ton of food and you're going to continue to feel fluffy. Like you can still take steps to put yourself in a moderate calorie deficit to wait that you're getting through summer, like being able to enjoy the foods that you want while still, you know, being in that deficit. The problem, like Melissa said, it really lies when you are going into summer, like in a place where you're being extremely restrictive, right? So you're eating 1,000, 1,200 calories a day because you're trying to lose as much weight as possible, you know, before summer hits, before you have to get in your bikini for the first time. Or then even in between events, right? Like you're kind of like, I have this coming up and then a week later I have that. So you find yourself in those periods in between where, you know, you're starving, you're not really eating. That way you kind of get to the event, you feel like better in your clothes or seeing people, whatever. But the problem with that is, like Melissa said, you know, if you're in that down-regulated state with your metabolism, right, your body's not in a place where it's burning food efficiently because it's starting to slowly adapt to those lower calories. So that's not an ideal time to be in a place where, you know, your body is adapted, it is used to functioning on lower calories, and then we go to those events where you know, you're eating different types of foods that have high calorie value.
Yeah, and like zooming out even bigger from that, like if you think about the entire summer and you think about the majority of the summer, like in between these like random events that pop up, you're severely restricting your calories or doing excess cardio, right? It's the analogy of like breathing through a straw. Like all summer, think about like you're breathing through a straw. By the time, you know, fall rolls around, you're gonna wanna like throw the straw away and take a huge like gulp of air in. It's the same thing with your food. Like if you're restricting the entire summer and like just being like, God, like I just need to like be really good because I still want to look good in my bikini for like August vacation. Eventually, as soon as that colder weather hits, you're gonna be like, oh my God, thank God I can eat again.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to binge on all the fall foods. Halloween comes, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever it is, and that's how you pack on the weight. And then next summer, it's even harder to get it off. So you can start to see how this cycle is just like a perpetual hell that you're living in.
That's why it feels like you're constantly dieting, right? But you're never seeing any results. Like you're just getting bigger and bigger and you really can't figure out why. It's because of these types of cycles. And you kind of looked at it at that macro level of like, you know, this is what happens during the summer. You try to be super restrictive and then by the time fall and all the holidays come, you're like, oh my gosh, all these other fun foods that I haven't had in a whole year. So you want to, you know, eat all of that. But again, like bringing it back into that micro perspective too. It's the same patterns that you run week over week of restrict, restrict, restrict. Now I get to like 4th of July party and I have the hot dogs and the hamburgers and the macaroni salad and margaritas and all of the stuff. Yeah. And you're like, but I've just been suffering. I've been eating, you know, chicken and broccoli for the last week. And I'm sick of chicken and broccoli, and it's just one day, but you end up like way overdoing it. And it's the same idea like Melissa was talking about on those macro cycles where your body like, you know, takes all of those excess calories as fuel and it stores it. It's the same thing you're doing in more like micro cycles during the summer when you like extremely or restrictively diet before events and then just blow it all during the event.
Yeah. Moral of the story is if you're trying to lose weight, you really need a plan in place that's going to fit you and your lifestyle, and that's going to allow you to be flexible throughout the year for when you do need more calories during those seasons.
And bigger moral of the story is if you are trying to lose weight for the summer, not a good idea to enter into a super restrictive diet. If you do need to lose weight, but you still want to kind of enjoy the summer, it's better to find a plan or find an option that's going to put you in more of a moderate calorie deficit. That way you're not feeling so deprived or restricted going into all those events.
We hope this video was super helpful for you, and if you want more clarity on how to best lose weight for summer, make sure you download our free summer survival guide, which is the first link in our description right down there somewhere.
I was getting very excited for the new part that I'm supposed to say now, which is also make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below on what resonated most with you out of this video. And hit the bell. I don't know where the bell is, but find the bell and hit it.
What is it supposed to do?
I don't know, but find it and hit it. That's all you need to know.